wait, shit.
Couch Guys Sports Podcast, episode number 152. Nick Quaglia, Jared Scali, another week of quarantine life, baby. This has been quarantine I have never missed. I don't think I've ever missed just the simple shit. Just people. Like I've been driving by a bunch of restaurants. Just like, because I'm still working right now, so I'm driving around in my work truck, and I'm going by all these restaurants. Like, man, it would be sick to go in there and just get a plate of nachos.
Or just sit at the bar and watch a TV and just sit at the bar and whatever, have a beer. Exactly. The biggest thing for me is I miss being able to go through a Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru without feeling like I'm gonna get sick.
Right, dude. You can't do anything. So I
haven't gone to Dunks. I just don't. I refuse.
No, I won't go.
My wife's pregnant. I'm not gonna risk for a Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Fuck that. Not a
right,
chance.
We've got some porta potties at the sites that I have to go and check out at some of the fields. And I went into one today because I really had to fucking go. And I went into one today, and when I came out, I was like, I'm gonna die.
How you feeling? You have a fever yet? You coughing? What's going on? How you feeling over there?
It sucks. It sucks not being able to do just the regular things that this week has, I don't know why, but over the past couple of days, it's specifically hit me. It's only April 14th. This thing is supposed to be done May 4th, but there's no way we're done by May 4th.
A fucking chance. Dude, they're talking about live concerts not even being able to be a thing until the fall of 2021.
Yeah.
So, which scares me for sports, but
well, at least crowds. But that sucks. That just tells you how contagious and dangerous this thing is. And I've already admitted it. I was a moron at the start of this whole thing. Before the NBA canceled, I was like, this is nothing. We're overreacting.
Oh, you were the number one advocate of this is fucking stupid. Why are we taking it seriously?
Unreal. I was a moron. It's unreal. And it sucks. I'm missing things now. I'm missing doing things. I'm on a diet right now just to do something. I don't diet. I'm on a diet right now just to do something.
No, you drink beer and nachos. You don't have a diet. And you?
Yeah.
What?
I haven't drank in 2 weeks, which is crazy. I haven't touched alcohol. I'm just eating clean just because it's an activity.
Eating clean, baby. Eating clean. Meal prep to not go anywhere. Let's go.
It sucks. I'm ready for this thing to be over. So, weekly dump. And you know what? Honestly, probably going to be a relatively quick show because I tried to find things for the weekly dump. There is just nothing besides just unfortunate deaths and one NASCAR driver who decided to say something he probably shouldn't have said. Karl-Anthony Towns' mother passed away due to COVID-19 coronavirus this week in a heartbreak.
Wait, who says it like that?
I wrote it. So I read
it's terrible news, but COVID.
COVID, yeah.
COVID-19, thanks.
Listen, my brain saw it, my eyes saw it, I said it like that. This week in a heartbreaking story, a lot of people knew Karl-Anthony Towns' mother from being just a maniac in the stands and
in a good way. Me.
You loved watching the highlights with her in the stands because remember that one clip where I think it was probably the game where Towns and Joel Embiid were going at it, and Embiid might have gotten booted, and she was above the tunnel that Embiid was walking into, and she's sitting up there screaming at him. She was ready to kill him for her boy. So that's really, really unfortunately sad news. Karl-Anthony Towns' mother passed away due to COVID-19. Also, unfortunate death from it. Bernie from Bernie and Phil's Furniture. R.I.P. to the legend. People in Massachusetts, if you don't listen and you're not from the Massachusetts area, Bernie and Phil's, it's a furniture chain around here, a pretty big furniture chain. Bernie and Phil's, big commercial. R.I.P. to Bernie. He was old. I think he was 80.
Bernie and Phil's. Quality,
he's done,
comfort, and price. That's nice. I got my coach from there.
Yeah, it's a great place. Great spot. Unfortunate we lost Bernie from Bernie and Phil's Furniture. R.I.P.
Wait, was it COVID-19 or no?
I believe.
Okay.
I believe it was.
Fuck you, COVID 19.
Fuck off, COVID 19. This thing is such a fucking... But bitch can't even show his face.
What a douchebag. You're going to kill all these people. At least fucking man up to it.
Right. Like, we don't even know what this guy looks like. He's just going around. He's just bullshit. Fuck this guy. The WWE got back into its live shows last night on Monday, so we record this Tuesday, April 14th, after having a series of weeks of pre-recorded shows. And this comes after Florida deemed that the WWE is essential, along with other sporting events, live professional sports, and media production that is going out to a national audience.
I consider baseball essential.
Essential.
That's fine.
In Florida. We're just making up the definition of the word essential.
Yeah, I don't actually agree with that. By the way, don't actually agree with that. I would love to see baseball come back, but I don't agree with that. Stay the fuck home. Sports aren't essential to life. No, it might be essential to my sanity, but
we're gonna talk about that in the meat of the show. But we're just making up definitions for the word essential now. Like, we know what the word essential means, but apparently in the law it's just not the correct definition. And then last in the weekly dump, because there was nothing else, NASCAR driver Kyle Larson, a big old moron. Kyle Larson in a I don't know what kind of stream it was. I don't pay attention to NASCAR whatsoever. I have heard of this guy though. Prior to this, he dropped the N-word, the hard N-word, on a stream, and people in the stream were just like, dude, we can hear you. And he's put out one of those lame apology videos where he was like, I wasn't raised like that. Listen, unless you say that, like, I've never accidentally said that word. Like, that's never just accidentally just slipped out of my mouth. I don't say the word, by the way. That doesn't mean that I say the word. I don't purposely ever say the word. But that word just doesn't accidentally come out of your mouth. That means that you said that word before.
It's in his vocab. That's for sure. Him saying it that calmly and nuancedly, like just like on a stream, like he says it all the time. And if you haven't noticed, he's not black, so you can't say that.
No, he is not black. And it's unbelievable that there's still people that would accidentally even say that. It's crazy to me. Like, that's a word that every single human being on the face of this earth, especially in the United States, especially a guy with a major platform like he has, if you say that word, you were going to lose everything. And he was fired from his team. NASCAR suspended him, and rightfully so. You absolutely should. That is a word that you should never, ever, 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 ever say. And we have this moron saying this on a live stream. And I guess he thought that people couldn't hear him because he checked to see if people could hear him, and nobody was responding to him at first. But and then he said it. Regardless, what are you doing, dude? And again, that's a word that if you even accidentally say that word, that means that word is somewhere in your vocabulary where you say it enough where your brain will just splurt that out. Like, I will never accidentally say that word. I will never purposely say that word. But I would certainly never accidentally say that word. That is insane. And it's just, he put out one of those lame apology videos. Just, how dumb do you have to be to say that word in 2020?
Very.
You have to be a fucking moron.
You have to be pretty idiotic to start using that word at this point in the world.
And like we said, there's no way this guy just started using that word. Like, he's been.
No, that's a top of the vocab list for him.
Kyle Larson officially on the scumbag list for saying the N-word. And that was the weekly dump, because that's all we got in sports news this week. Guys, the rest of the show, the entire show, all of our shows, brought to you by our friends, our really, really, really good friends. We love these people. We love their products, guys. Manscaped. Guys, with the free agency period done and no live sports on TV, there is an increasing excitement around this year's NFL Draft. The NFL Draft is about all new beginnings, and our sponsors at Manscaped are here to give your balls a new beginning. I'm talking about ball trimmers, baby. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped is the only men's brand dedicated to below-the-waist grooming and hygiene. That means that is what they specialize in. They specialize in your pubic region. There's nothing better than finding a diamond in the rough in the 5th round. The Manscaped Perfect Package 3.0 will help you find that in yourself. When you guys trim your hedges, the tree stands taller. Wink, wink. better know that. You trim the hedges, things are going to look a little bigger down there. I've talked about this every single time on this show now. When I was younger, I thought you use scissors, boom, clip the nutsack. It hurt. It was a bitch. It fucking hurt.
No blood more everywhere. God knows.
There was luckily no blood. I caught it just in time. But that is a feeling I will never forget. Guys, the Perfect Package 3.0 kit comes with the new and improved Lawnmower 3.0 waterproof cordless body hair trimmer and a ton of other liquid formulations to round out your manscaping routine. This third generation trimmer features a cutting edge ceramic blade to prevent manscaping accidents. Millions of balls are about to be nick free, and that means yours, guys, when you go and buy this right now. Thanks to Manscaped. Yes, Jared, in that region, Manscaped's advanced skin safe technology. And of course, let's not forget about the Crop Preserver, one of my favorites in the package. An anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer. You already put deodorant on your armpits, guys, right? So why are you not putting them on the smelliest part of your bodies, you animals? Girls, they're going to love it. Women, they're going to absolutely love this. Ball deodorant. Subscribers get a new replacement blade, refill for your lawnmower trimmer delivered to your door every 3 months, making sure your trimmer always stays fresh and clean. For a limited time, subscribers get not one, but 2 free gifts, the Shed Travel Bag $39 value, and the patented high-performance anti-chafing Manscaped Boxer Briefs. This is the perfect package for your franchise quarterback. Guys, get 20% off with free shipping with the code CouchGuy, CouchGuy, at manscaped.com. Do yourself a favor and always use the right tools for the job. Do yourself a favor and always use those right tools, baby. I'll say it again. Use the right tools. Do yourself that little favor and buy it, manscaped.com. Get 20% off free shipping with the code CouchGuy at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use promo code CouchGuy, CouchGy. Manscaped is the best when it comes to men's grooming. Get yourself the Joe Burrow of trimmers. Hopefully the Joe Burrow. Not any knock on the trimmer itself, but I'm just hoping
the national champion Joe Burrow. Trimmers.
Yeah, national champion. Well, I hope the Bengals don't ruin the poor guy. The Lawnmower 3.0 promo code CouchGuy.
The Bengals couldn't ruin the lawnmower though.
They couldn't. They wouldn't. They couldn't. They might try, but they wouldn't do it.
They would try very hard.
Lawnmower 3.0 promo code CouchGuy. All right, first topic of the night.
On those balls.
God, where'd I put my notes?
It's not hard.
Okay, this is a question that I had, and it's came up a couple of times now over the past week or two since all this has really started. So let's say sports don't come back, and it looks like we're on a path where sports might come back, but honestly, it might be too late for the NBA season. The NBA playoffs are already supposed to happen, and the NHL playoffs are supposed to happen. Or be in current progress right now. So there were rumors and there's been discussion about, and I don't know what the validity to this, but the best 2 teams at the end of this when sports came to a halt, the Milwaukee Bucks and the Boston Bruins. So the Bucks obviously NBA, Bruins obviously NHL. I saw somebody say that if the NBA season were to just cancel, they would give the championship trophy to the Lakers, which makes no sense because the Lakers don't even have the best record in basketball. But the Bucks have the best record. The Bruins have the best record in the NHL. I mean, it would be fucking stupid for them just to give them the trophy, right? Like, do you think they should just cancel the rest of the season instead of just handing out the trophy to teams?
If they cancel the season, don't hand out the Stanley Cup. Like, I'm a Bruins fan, and they would benefit from that. Like, they would get a cup, but like. That's like the asterisk of all asterisks. If you get a cup handed to you because you had the best record when the disease kicked in, like there are plaques on the Stanley Cup that are empty. Like season not played, plague, whatever. Like there's been a situation where canceled
season not played, plague.
But yeah, like that is on the cup.
Season not played. There was a plague going on.
Yeah, so like
what's basically going on now?
There's no reason for them to hand out the Stanley Cup or the Larry O'Brien Trophy. If the NFL season, I don't want to just if they get started and cancel, I don't want to like just hand out the Super Bowl trophy to the Patriots because they're good. Like I don't want to do that. Like I want to either play it or not. At this point, these leagues should either come back into the playoffs or not at all. I don't think the regular season is important. It needs to be playoff. I don't think. See, if anybody has a chance, it's gonna be the NBA because NHL. Ice conditions in the middle of the summer, like it's impossible. The NBA can play year round, and they have
in June for the ice conditions. Imagine that ice in July and August.
July and August in Boston. Never mind down south. What if you play Tampa? What if you play Tampa in the playoffs and now you're down in Tampa Bay in July and August for ice conditions? Like, no.
They talked about playing in Manchester.
Yeah, fine. That's okay. Whatever. That's further north. Be down the street from me. It's great. But
yeah, you would like that then. But this would be, there would no way, even if they do come back, there's not going to be any fans.
No crowd. I wouldn't be able to go. Yeah, no. It's stupid. NBA should come back. I think the NBA can come back, and then it gives them an excuse to push back the start of next season, maybe till Christmas Day, like a lot of people want them to do anyway, and then test this schedule out next year. Like, I think that is what they're thinking about, but the only way they play this season if they're okay with changing the schedule next year, because there's no way in hell the NBA is going to kick back up in July or August and then have them come back and start training camp for October. Like, that's not realistic for them. It would
honestly, it might have a permanent chain reaction for a league that if they do that. Like, if they do decide to come back and they play into whatever, August, September, and then you start the season back up around Christmas time, like you're saying, which I think would be great. I think having the NBA play until even July and August just on a regular basis, if you just push it back a couple months, I think that would be great. Because, huge baseball guy, love baseball, it's my favorite sport, but the summer needs another sport. As much as I love baseball,
and don't count soccer, because I love soccer, but the MLS isn't there.
It's not. No, and it's certainly not there. Soccer just isn't something that we like here in the United States. Like, as much as we want to push it, the MLS.
Okay, I don't know about that. Like, it's something we like. We're just in the wrong area.
It's not big in the United States.
It is in other parts of the country. I'm a soccer guy. Like, I'm a fan of soccer. But if you're outside of an area that has 4 major sports teams that win almost every year, it's pretty big.
Yeah, I don't think a guy in the middle of Arkansas gives a damn about soccer.
No, but people out west do. People down south do. Chicago fills their stadium.
There are definitely spots, I would even say, in Seattle, Washington, right? They're a big soccer area.
They fill CenturyLink.
Yeah, so those types of places, sure. But that's not even the point of the discussion. If they want to push this back, this is going to be a permanent change. So they're going to have to definitely, they're going to have to look at this and be if we decide to play and start the league in December, we are going to have to do this every year, because what else are they going to do? They're going to either have to shorten that upcoming season and have 2 shorter seasons, or B, they're going to have to just continue to do that every year, because how are you going to?
The only way for them, the NBA, to be on the normal schedule like they have been, is for the season to get canceled. If they come back and they make the attempt, then they have to change next year's schedule too. And look, right. I'm all for it, because like you said, baseball needs something else on the side of it. And honestly, that means NBA games aren't really around while the football season's going on. So as much as I would love that, you'd still have hockey, because I don't think hockey's going to change their schedule, and they don't need to. But then you don't have the NBA competing with the NFL regular season, which NFL is a monster in itself. Even 1 day a week games, you still have Thursday night football, Sunday night football, Monday night football. There's enough football going on that you don't really need the NBA to start in October and end of October to be relevant.
No, and you're right. If they are going to try to keep things at the way they are now, if they want this same league that they've had every year, if they want the same schedule, all that, they can't come back. Because you're not going to have these guys play until August and then start back up in October.
Because now
you're just not going to do that. They're
starting back up now. They're going to go through at least, the plan they have in place now is a 14-day training camp. They'll probably need more than that. But say that's the case, you're putting them through another training camp, more season, playoffs, a month of off season, and then another training camp and ramp back up. You're basically playing basketball for a full year. That's not okay. And it's not good for your talent. Then it's just going to dilute the product, because all these guys are going to be exhausted and they're not going to have enough time, especially the playoff teams, to
especially guys who get hurt all the time, like Anthony Davis. You think his body's going to hold up to that?
LeBron is old, dude. His body isn't 100% all the time. He's the one that's really benefiting from this, because if they do come back and play the playoffs, the Lakers have a fresh LeBron and Anthony Davis to go win the championship with. Okay. Might as well hand the trophy to him now.
Yeah, it's not fair.
Dude, I'm rooting for the NBA not to come back, because you know what? Lakers probably tie the Celtics franchise title record if they come back.
But yeah, probably. Yeah. I would love to see sports come back, but I just don't see it happening. I just don't see it happening in a way that's going to be successful long term. It might work short term.
Canceling baseball though? I think baseball comes back.
Baseball can definitely come back. because baseball is kind of like the NBA in this sense. They can see that a shorter season might work, which I think it would, and benefit them. And if they see that, maybe they'll be like, okay, well, maybe we should do this every year. Maybe we should do 132 games. Maybe we should do 100 games per year. Because I'm sorry, baseball, you don't need 162 games. You don't. So
you need like 81 games.
Sports coming back, and I mentioned this in the weekly dump. Potentially sports coming back. Just give us finally something to talk about. Florida has officially deemed pro sports and media production with a national audience to the list of essential services as long as they are closed to the general public. I mean, would it be wildly irresponsible for these guys to come back and play relatively soon? Let's say in May. Would it be irresponsible for these guys to come back and start playing in these leagues in Florida because they have officially deemed pro sports an essential?
The only sport that should be playing right now is golf. That's it. Because they can socially distance. They don't need crowds. It would be weird to watch, but the PGA Tour could be playing right now. But so if you want to deem golf essential and let the PGA Tour come back, great. You know what? That's something to watch. Golf's going to get a huge spike in ratings if that happens because it's nothing else on TV. No other sport should be deemed essential because, yeah, the economy and all that crap, but, like, the crowds are going to be there. The players are going to be contacting, touching each other. Like, there's no way to avoid that. There's no – whatever essential means, it's not this. It's not having sports come back and playing. It's not getting some guys together and competing for an NBA championship. That's not essential. And so you know what? All these people – it's an insult to all these medical professionals and all these people on the front lines who are like actually risking their lives to save these people and kind of fight COVID-19, right? It's a shot in the arm to them because you're saying that they're essential, but so are sports, and you're putting them in the same light, and it's not even close.
No, and that's what I was saying about the word essential. We're just making up a definition for the word essential. Pro sports, as much as I love them, as much as you love them, as much as a lot of people love them, and they're a fabric in the society. United States of America loves pro sports for the most part, unless you're in different areas and they love college sports. But sports are such a big part to the society. But with the word essential, they are not essential. Like healthcare workers, like you said, they're essential, right? Pharmacists, essential. Grocery store workers, thank you guys for doing your thing. You're keeping us fed. Essential. Yeah, essential. Watching JD Martinez hit a ball over a fence, I love it. I enjoy it. It's great. It's awesome. But it's not essential. The word essential does not go hand in hand with the MLB and with the NHL, with the NBA, and with the WWE. The WWE is not essential.
Yeah, of all things. But the fake WWE, some sweaty dudes getting all up on top of each other. Like
literally on top essential. Of each other. Like that's their job, like to be on top of each other.
Yeah, no, let's go away.
And I don't know the science, but it's spread in droplets, right? They sweat all over each other.
That's essential. Yeah, okay.
No, it just doesn't make any sense.
Florida, come on.
Florida's dumb as rocks. If they bring it back, if they actually bring sports back and they start playing in Florida, I would hope and I would assume that it's not going to be until we start seeing like a decrease in numbers, until we start seeing this thing actually starting to be, I don't know, contained, and things start to look on the bright side for the first time in a while. Then if they brought it back around that time and it looked like we were heading in the right direction, that's a different story. But if they just rush this back because Florida goes, hey guys, you can come play down here, we deemed it essential, well then that I don't think would be a great look. What are you going to do? Just cram everybody at the spring training facilities in Florida?
Yeah. Everyone coming to JetBlue Park, Fenway South, it's all the same thing. Come on down.
At least the Sox would have a monster.
That's true. It's a bigger monster, actually.
Yeah. At least they would have that. It's just, I don't know. As it stands right now, I can't get on board with it. And I just hate that they're using the word essential. They're just tossing it around like it's nothing. If this is sports, they're great. They're a big fabric to our society, but they're not essential. Look up the word essential in the dictionary. Not essential. Certainly not.
Not what that means.
No.
If you look up the word essential, you will not see the NBA logo. You will not see Nick and I's faces. You will not see the PGA Tour logo. You won't see anything. You're going to see healthcare workers, grocery store employees, maybe Dunkin' Donuts drive-through people, but like
I guess.
It all depends on what dictionary you're looking at. You will not see any sports logos in the dictionary anywhere you look.
Yeah, you want to wrap up the show?
Yeah, there's nothing to really talk about besides that. Fucking Florida, man.
Well, hey, thank God, because then we would have had nothing to talk about besides this asshole Kyle Larson.
You know why Nick and I also want this to all be done and over? Because we have big plans for this podcast. As soon as this stuff breaks, we have stuff in the works, but we can't do it without being in person. So
yes, we've been talking to friggin' sponsors, and we've got a lot of stuff.
Can't do anything while we're stuck home.
The numbers just keep on growing. People are loving it. We're trying to make it better and better as we go, but we just can't.
We're stuck.
But we will. Once this is done, believe me, we will. Couch Guy Sports Podcast. 152 in the books. Nick Quaglia, Jared Scali. This is an anti-coronavirus podcast. Nick Quaglia, Jared Scali.
COVID.
Guys, rate and subscribe on iTunes and subscribe on YouTube as well. We've got the YouTube channel up with the entire video version of the podcast. Again, Couch Guy Sports Podcast 152. Follow us on all social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Guys, we will talk to you next week. Thanks for listening, and thanks for watching.
Oh, wait, shit.